You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tonya Mazurek.
And hello, good morning. Welcome to SBA Today, sponsored by SBA Collective for the week of March 24th. I am Paul.
And I am Tonya, and as y'all can see, I'm a little bit on vacation. So if anything happens technology-wise, I'm just going to tell you in advance because it's always me that this technology crap happens on. Anyway, all right, today we're going to dig in a bit into, oh boy, what could be a shift from pandemic cleanup to more forward-looking enforcement. Seems like OIG, Office of Inspector General, aren't just looking to focus on old problems. They are preparing to challenge lenders moving forward. Oh, Lordy, Paul.
That is right. And on that note, let's talk audits and what the SBA and the SBA Inspector General is looking for in 2026. Remember, we have a new sheriff in town. And so this is, to me, very interesting as a department manager. I love this type of stuff. But some of the ongoing work that they're working on is the small business lending companies' performance, the SBLCs, how they're performing in the 7A program. Because remember, SBA has that oversight. So there's been some in the past about, not being able to, Wow. So I applaud that. SBA's loan guarantee purchase denial review process, which I agree, and that's a good one. SBA oversight on the Small Business Development Center program, the SBDCs, which I thought that was interesting.
There's been a lot of talk about them over the course of the last few years in general. So, hello.
Yep. And then what they call mandatory work means from legislation. And we're not going to dive into like every little detail, but there's like, for example, I mean, my God, Tonya, don't you know what FSMA is?
Oh my God. When I was reading I was rolling. I'm like, really?
I had to Google that. And just for our listeners, it creates a framework of safeguarding federal information that every organization has to do. So, okay, well, that's good to know.
It bubbles.
Exactly. And then, of course, the financial statement audit, which, didn't look great in 2024, 25. And they're focusing on that. So, yeah.
Well, what's crazy? It's probably across the board. A lot didn't look good in 24 and 25. Come on, people. SBA is just one of them. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so SBA's fiscal year 2025 independent audit, KPMG. I just love these. Really? Anyway, released January 21st, 2026. Contracted by SBA Office of Inspector General, OIG, because you guys know how they love their freaking acronyms, reviewed SBA's consolidated balance sheet and related notes for fiscal year 2025. Their confusion or their conclusion? My confusion.
Your confusion, their conclusion. There you go.
And first, we're just going to give a disclaimer, and then we're going to talk about it. But disclaimer of opinion, auditors could not obtain sufficient evidence to determine whether the financial statements were accurate.
I know that's kind of alarming. There was 4 material weaknesses in internal controls and 1 significant deficiency.
There were 3 instances of non-compliance with laws or other requirements. Issues were concentrated in PPP, EIDL, and subsidy allowance estimation for SBA's loan and guarantee programs.
And SBA did make progress by I always screw up this word. Why did you give me that word? They fixed 2 prior material weaknesses and 1 downgrading, 1 to a significant deficiency.
All right. The disclaimer, guys. The disclaimer is not the same as failing, or a disclaimer is that what they're saying is it's not the same as failing an audit, but it means the auditor could not verify the accuracy of the financial statements due to missing or unreliable evidence. So it is not considered a pass.
which is very
we're all
interesting.
familiar with this. I mean, we're all familiar with. Think about this, right?
The government doesn't have missing or unreliable evidence. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so some of the planned work, which is not a surprise to anyone.
Yeah.
Anything that touches an idle disaster loan, they are going after it full force. And of course, this next one I thought was interesting, which is their oversight on LSPs, lender service providers in the 7A loan program. I don't know if there's that many bad eggs out there or what, but I'm interested to see how that works out.
I think it's stating in general, right? As if your vendor messes up, is it your problem?
Yes.
I mean, like people put stuff out there, right? We're just going to let these guys deal with it. And it doesn't affect us. I mean, come on, we're SBA lenders, Paul, right? Like, would we sit there and tell our borrower, gee, I'm sorry, yeah, your CPA screwed up with that tax return that doesn't match our
right.
You know what I mean?
We've all been there.
No,
yep.
It's still their responsibility. And it's the same daggum thing. So it's like, why wouldn't it be on the banks, the lenders, the whatnot that are hiring any outside source to help them? Yeah, it's going to fall to them. So anyway.
They're also going to be focusing on interest payments for 7A loans on secondary market purchase. Now, to lenders, you're like, so what? For anybody that manages a division and sells their loans on the secondary market, good God, do you know anything about this? We've had
so many sell them on the secondary market.
Well, yeah, but we've had loan payoffs. And then they do their audit after the loan payoff. And then they say, oh, you shorted us $5,000, $6,000. I'm like, but okay. I mean, it could very well be the institution, but that's a big deal. And I think there needs to be some more clarification. And I know that our friends at the FTA are working on that. So that will be very interesting.
Well, also, 7A lenders with rapid increases in loan volume. Yeah, they're going to be checking you out as well. Well, so many.
Bring it on. Oh, yeah.
So many out there. So many out there, right? I mean, come on. So what I see, Pop, it's the whole downward pressure thing. Like, so SBA cannot fully prove its numbers, right? that their numbers are accurate. So where that matters to all of us lenders out here is we need to expect more audits, more file reviews, more document scrutiny, less forgiveness on errors. Why? Because as we all know, when one house isn't found to be clean, guess what they do? They start inspecting all the other houses. The old adage, shit rolls downhill. Beep.
That's right. Nope, it's true. That is true. Yeah. They're also going to be looking at the 7A manufacturing loan portfolio. This is interesting to me. We want you to do more manufacturing loans, and we're going to really look at them. Really. If you actually look at some of the numbers, etc., manufacturing isn't doing that great. So it'll be interesting to see
around the freaking manufacturing. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Nothing has really shifted. At least I haven't seen that. Have you seen that?
No, yeah. And then
we're speaking adult language on this show, guys.
This is what when people who are not in SBA listen to us, that's what they're hearing, Tonya.
Oh my God. Yeah, that is so true.
And they're also looking at information technology planning. There's a lot of things that I've heard on some 7A calls about, kind of an automated 1919 and those kind of things that they're really working on. I love that they're putting money into that tech. I don't remember who that was or where I learned, but I was listening to the person who was in charge of the technology for SBA, and he came from a large banking institution. So you have somebody who's been there, done that now in the government doing that. And so I'm excited to see what some of those are, because there needs to be some modernization.
It's been a minute. Sure. Yeah, I think it's been a minute since they've done anything with that. So yes, it is time. Paul. It is time.
Yes.
Okay, so OIG investigated eligibility issues made under the old SOP. And it ain't good, kiddos.
Yeah.
This is from our friends over at Nagel. And guys, if you're not a member of Nagel, go become a member. Sign up.
That's right.
Anyway, it specifically cites as problematic the eligibility determination made on all loans approved by SBA. Wait, all loans approved by, I'm kidding. All loans approved by SBA and dispersed during the period August 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024.
So here's what the problem is. So everybody listen, everyone huddle around your radio. SBA was responsible for all eligibility determination made during that August 1st to November 14th. Unless the lender knowingly submitted an ineligible loan, which I'm sure nobody did that. And the OIG report acknowledges and reports.
Wait. Stop there. How are they going to make that determination?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean,
I don't know. You tell me. But the logical conclusion is that absence of a lender knowing the submission is ineligible, a denial of liability could be legally justified. Yeah. Let's do this next section, Tonya. This is where it really gets good.
Anyway, okay. Based on this review of a sample of the nearly 10,000 loans originated during this review period that initially had error codes. Hello.
No one knows about those.
I was like, was there any that didn't have an error code? I'm just saying. Okay.
I know, right?
The OIG recommended. The OIC concluded that there was limited assurance that borrowers met eligibility requirements for the 73,302 loans. Totaling about 32 billion. Billion. Okay, made during the period. Therefore, the OIG recommended that SBA flag the entire group of loans so that it'll guarantee, or so that if guarantee purchases were requested, SBA could assess whether borrowers met all eligibility requirements and seek remedy for all loans deemed ineligible. SBA concurred with this recommendation, stating SBA will flag 73,302 loans for review at guarantee purchase and seek recovery where appropriate and legally justified in the centralized loan. What is that? Centralized loan system?
CLSC. Yep.
It's
their computer system.
I never knew that. Anyway,
I know, right?
For review at the time of guarantee purchase. Okay, Paul.
Now this is industry. This is interesting on this for sure. So, they're concerned that, as a lender, I'm concerned that there may be a denial on liability, right? Even though the government said, don't worry, we got that. It's really the understanding that SBA does not really intend to pursue the course of action, but it's to kind of let people know of it. And a denial of guarantee purchase would be pursued only if the lender knowingly submitted an ineligible loan. So, so what I'm hearing is they're not trying to arrest you, but the handcuffs are out. Does that sound right? Right.
Well, and here's the thing that we all have to be prepared for, because you know exactly how this is fixing to go down. This is putting everybody on high alert, right? So what happens when you go on high alert? Things slow down. Things don't happen. People back off highly and significantly, right? We're out there trying to get loans out to people and stuff. And I think what could potentially happen in this, regardless if they're saying they won't, I mean, that's a huge risk that somebody's taking on of, hey, I think it's good. You're saying it's good, but it's slightly in that gray area, which we all freaking play in, is the gray area. That gray area is fixing to get.
That means they're going to be looking at your documents 300% more in those $73,000 or 73,000 loans. It'll be interesting, but
well, I don't think it's just going to be those, though. I think this is going to be like an ongoing, moving forward kind of thing as well. Because what this is saying is, hey, we're gonna open it up to do all. It's the same thing. Like, okay, so Paul, we talked about this before, like with the SOPs. Every time the SOP changes, some jump on it and they loosen their belts and they move forward crazy because that's what the SOP says that they can do. Others don't, and they stay a little bit tighter and whatever, still kind of following the old one, even though the new. So we just went through this, and what happened? Exactly what some were afraid of. They loosened it wide, and then they're like, wait, we're going to rein y'all in and we're going to do something different. So I don't know. Anyway, moving on. But
yeah, that's just be in the center. The center is a good spot, people. Just don't be too crazy. Don't be too dumb. Just stay in the middle.
But is that SBA?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Good point. Good point.
I don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting. But anyway, moving on.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I'll close this up.
Oh, you didn't do that last little piece there, did you, Paul?
There is no other little piece.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're looking at. Now you guys can see how the cheddar's made. I don't see anything else.
He didn't. I thought there was something else on there. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. Okay, guys. So thanks for joining us this morning. As you know, we're going to be back here again next week on Tuesday morning. I'm a maybe. We shall see. I might be traveling. We'll talk about that. Anyway, Tuesday mornings live here on LinkedIn and or YouTube, or you can find us on any of your streaming platforms after the fact. Go back and check any of our past episodes and or our sister show, the BDO show. We would love to chat with you. Send us any of your comments, questions, topics for the following week. We would love to interact with you. Reach out to Paul or I on our personal LinkedIn pages. And past that, guys, I'm headed to the pool. Don't know about y'all. I know that makes you jealous. And
I hate you.
I am ready. Full time.
See ya.